All right, we are in here.
We're live. All right. What's going on, everybody? I don't know who's in here yet. Are they going to be in the comments here? Or do I?
Yes.
Oh, there they are. All right. I see them now. How you doing, Beck? Thanks for coming. We got Carolyn, James, Joanne. All right, man. They're on, I guess they're on YouTube.
We got YouTube and some people. There we go. Now people are coming in from Facebook. We'll wait a little while.
There's Paige and Helen. Good, good. I was hoping it would work.
Yeah, now
Never know
people
with
are
technology.
in.
Never know with technology. But how is everyone doing? We got some. I saw some ARC names come in. Some ARC team members who already hate me. They've read the book. So
Absolutely. But they're giving you glowing reviews, man, which is good.
that's true. It's going to be a fun one, and obviously we'll get more into that in a minute. But it's definitely kind of a part one of a big epic story. Obviously, if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's going to be fun. I was actually working on it right before I got on here. So on Angel Dust. You guys hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you good. So
Perfect.
I'm sure they'll let us know in the comments if they can.
If you can't hear me or anything like that, or picture's weird or any kind of technical issue, just put a comment so we can see it. And there's someone just said they're sending plenty of stink eye my way, Laura.
Anxiously waiting to get my copy, and I actually just saw a post where somebody already got their copy.
I did. I just saw that too. Someone's already got it. I think they're probably Australia or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess anywhere overseas, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, good stuff. Well, I don't know if you want to kick it off, Lane, or if you want what kind of schedule you have going on here. Start going straight to questions or talking about Halo Breaker release, like what we're waiting on still.
We should have paperbacks going out at the same time. And hopefully crossing our fingers that we can get hardbacks.
Yeah.
The hardback coming out at the exact same time too, which would be great. Almost all of the Nate Temples are updated with hardbacks with the new covers. I think we're through Legend right now. But we will be getting the rest of them up here shortly, and then we'll move into Feathers and Fire and get all of those in hardback as well that you can buy on Amazon. So,
yep. And the hardback and the paperbacks, we used to have those on what's called Ingram Spark. This will go over a lot of people's heads, but I know that there was one person who had opened up a bookshop, I believe. I don't know if it was just online or if it was I think it was a physical location, Dragon's Lair, maybe.
Oh, awesome.
The name of it. But anyway, she sent me a message asking about why she couldn't find it. And it could just be an issue with, we moved it away from Ingram Spark just because they were kind of hard to deal with. And we started doing all of our paperbacks and hardbacks on Amazon just because they make it easy. So we can kind of figure out any issues there. Any issues anyone has, if they're a store owner, they can just shoot us a message and we can figure out how to get their problem solved. But yeah, the hardbacks and the paperbacks are all from Amazon now, and Amazon finally started doing that thanks to Jonathan Yanez letting us know about that. And
that's still a secret. I don't know if we were supposed to say where we heard it from originally.
No, we didn't hear from him. We saw that they were live with him, so they were for sale already. So,
and then we've got Friendsgiving. We announced a date for Friendsgiving. It'll still be virtual this year.
Unfortunately.
Yep, unfortunately, but I think by next year we'll be able to do it all together again in person, which would be awesome. So dates on that are August 6th and 7th.
Yeah, we were close. We were close to being able to maybe do that live, but
yeah, we just didn't want to risk it to set everything up and then have anything where it was going to be like limited amount of people or anything like that. Just didn't want to risk it to set everything up and then have it go down. So
Lane, I don't know how to fix this, but someone's saying that my mic's a little bit high.
It's an easy fix. It's on their end. They can just turn it down a little bit.
Well, I think it was me versus them. Me versus you. Like mine is loud, but theirs isn't. Is that still a problem, guys? Anyone else noticing that? Let us know if you do.
Yeah. Let's see what else. We can Dragon Con.
Well, here let's back up 1 second. Just since people who are just starting with Halo Breaker, we've already got paperback and hardback should be going up today. You said, right?
I'm hoping that.
I mean,
yeah,
we're getting our part done today.
Yes.
Or maybe tomorrow morning, so it'll be a couple days if that. But then the other question that everyone always asks, and we hate it just as much as you guys, but audio. So with that, it's not really up to me because I have to find the narrator and get into their schedule. And so we're getting closer and closer to that date. But we haven't been able to sync them yet. So we're working on it. But I can't remember what date you came up with, Lane, or if you got a final date yet. But it's looking like, did you get a date or no?
We don't have a final date. She'll be recording in June.
Okay. All right. So we're working on it, guys. We're trying to get audios. It's just a lot more planning and scheduling where I'd have to write books and just sit on them. And then no one gets to read it. So it's kind of my solution so far has kind of been just try to get closer and closer, and at least some people can read it on time instead of making everyone wait, 3 months or whatever until everything's done. So working on it. So work in process. It's hard to make those marry perfectly. But we do want to happen. We do want that to happen. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So
perfect. Yeah. And while you were saying that, some people got kicked off.
Okay. Lost the Den of Freaks.
Yeah, but I think it's back now, so we're good.
Broke it. Too many people. You can also go there from YouTube, or if you go to my YouTube channel, or you can go there from the actual
author.
Yep.
Your author page or the Argento publishing Facebook page.
Yep. So there's numerous places. If the Den of Freaks went down, that one's a group, so it could be that. Just check out the author page, YouTube, and the Argento publishing page. Those should all work out. So too many freaks in one place, so they shut us down.
We haven't gotten banned yet, so
not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, Lane. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Those were basically the things I had. Dragon Con.
Yeah.
Getting out and voting for. I think which book did we end up going with on that one?
That actually Lori picked that. She gave me a couple options, but I think she ended up going with Savage. I believe.
I want to say it was Savage. So
hopefully we win this time.
Yeah.
We got close to beating. I can't remember who the first couple were. I'd have to check now, but I know Jim Butcher was up there. I think Neil Gaiman was up there. So it was great just to be able to compete with them, just to be put on the main stage with them. So
yeah.
That was fun in itself. So
yeah, it was Savage. So Savage.
There you go. Thanks, Paige.
So we'll pop some reminders out there to go and vote for Savage.
While we're here too, it seems people keep saying the Facebook is going down. Can you post just on like my author page or in the Den of Freaks and say, hey, try the author page directly, maybe? Let's see here. All right, but yeah, while we're doing that, does anyone, let's see here. So we went through Dragon Con. We're trying to see if we can win that this year. Friendsgiving is going to be virtual again this year. It's August 6th and 7th. Is that right, Lane?
Yes.
Okay. So that's going to be fun. I know Lori's already working on that with a bunch of people. So there's going to be some pretty fun. I know last year we experimented with making little videos and commercials and little cut scenes and stuff like that. So I think there's going to be plenty more of that. I'm sure we've got a whole bunch of stuff with the other Argento authors as well. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And there will definitely be new projects to talk about then that we've been sitting on and waiting to discuss, where we're finalizing dates. But they look like they're happening pretty close. I know Lane's been doing that this week. So there's going to be a lot of stuff outside of my books. Probably like close to 8 or 10 books potentially. So it's going to be really cool. But yeah, so I just finished Halo Breaker. It was a lot of fun. It was very hard for me to write. It's always hard for me to write Cali. I get into it, I know exactly where I'm going, and then she just changes it on me. I don't know if that's because it's a girl's perspective or if she's just a lot different than Nate, where Nate is kind of reactionary and doesn't care about consequences, but Callie's more of a chess player. And so she often plays 3 steps ahead. So this book was really fun to kind of experiment with that. But it did give me gray hairs trying to work on that. But on the plus side, it led into the fact that what I thought was going to be in Angel Dust ended up becoming much bigger than I thought as I got further in Halo Breaker. And so the next book, Callie's next book, is called Angel Dust. And Lane can, if he's done doing his thing, he can probably pull up one of the banners at one point if you want to tease that. Even though we're talking about Halo Breaker coming out tomorrow, it'll let people feel good that there's the next book already scheduled and coming out pretty quick. And I would say the pre-order, within a week, we should have that nailed down on what date that'll be. So, and I'm going to try and deliver it sooner than the pre-order date if I can. So that's kind of what we're waiting on right now, is just seeing how soon I can get that done. Because when I was writing Halo Breaker, I came up with probably, I want to say 80,000 extra words that I chose not to put in Halo Breaker. I never really chose to put it in there anyway, but it was just kind of, I was writing the big picture story at the same time. And so I've got a lot of Angel Dust already written. So hopefully that'll be pretty quick. So Angel Dust is going to be a direct continuation of Halo Breaker. Let me lean to the other side there. But Angel Dust is going to be a direct continuation of Halo Breaker, and it's basically all hell breaks loose. But because it's Cali, I said all heaven breaks loose. So it's going to be a lot of fun, very chaotic, and anyone who's read the ARC copy of Halo Breaker will know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm pretty excited. And then after that, I'll probably be doing, I'm debating on what to do next. One of the biggest ones I want to do is Shaded Devil. So I'm thinking I'll do at least one book in Shaded Devil right after Angel Dust. I've got the next 2 covers for book 4 and 5 in that series. It's Devil's Due and then Devil's Night for the book 5. So those are going to be really fun. I've been waiting to get back to Soren for a while now. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll probably do, it's either going to be a couple more Callies or a Nate, but I don't know what order I'll do those in. But Nate with Dark Horse is coming out. Lane's pulling them up as I'm talking. And then we haven't even ordered covers for the next Cali yet, so most likely it'll be Nate. And then I've got a secret project I'm working on with a co-author that's going to be really, really fun. That we don't have anything final yet, but I was working on that last night and then this morning. So yeah, there's tons of projects. I took a little hiatus just with the kids and all the COVID drama that everyone's dealing with schools and all that kind of stuff. And so it slowed down my schedule a little bit, but back in the saddle. So I'm working pretty hard now. So, and I actually told Lane to make a shirt was supposed to initially inspire me, but I think I'm going to let everyone have it and put it on the store. I don't know if you have I know you don't have a shirt image, but if you have the template you made.
I can get it. I'll make it real quick and put it out here.
But it's going to be funny. I'm going to send one to Cameron, Hunter, and maybe a couple other people. Definitely Kimbra. So yeah, it's kind of an inside joke, but it'll be fun. I'm sure the readers are going to love it too, just to give the authors shit. So that'll be fun. But so do we have a lot of ARC members in here yet? Let's see here. Any working title for the book after Angel Dust? Let me look. Well, actually, so Jeff has given me shit. Secret project I've been teasing for like a year now. This is actually another secret project. The first secret project is just me. And I just didn't want to start too many series at the same time, so I pulled back. Because I always hated it when authors would go out and just try too many different projects at the same time, and you're waiting on your favorite book to come out and then they write a new series. So I always kind of hated that. So I wanted to get closer with some of the Templeverse stuff, and then Shaded Devil and all that. So I've just been waiting on my individual project, but it's going to be called Shattered Halo. And it's, you are the main character is a fallen angel, and it's I won't tell you who, but he's an angel that's a really cool. He's got a lot of cool story, and you're gonna be his. He's gonna be the main character, so you're gonna be in his head. That one's really fun. We've already got the cover. I've just personally chose to dial back on that. So, but this new project is with another author. So that came out of a couple discussions that I've had with some people over the last couple months. And we chose to get something started, and I've already got the first draft. I'm already working on edits for it. So that could come out much sooner than even I thought. So, but that's going to be fun. No, it's going to be fans of the Templeverse are definitely going to love it. The Fallen Angel story is going to be kind of like Soren in a way, where it's a lot grittier. It's still going to have humor. I'm never able to get away from the snark and all that stuff, but it's going to be a cool kind of serious, dark tone. It's going to be really fun. So I'm excited for that one. Lane told me I couldn't start it until I finished at least one of my series because you guys would kill me. So, and then with Quinn, we'll have to get Cameron on a call because he's working on a project right now. He's still doing Quinn, but he's working on, he's got his new series that he just did, Echoes of Ventlight. But then he's got another one that he's been working on for the last probably month or two that he said he's been working on really hard and pumping out the words. So we'll have to get him on the call and kind of see how much he wants to say. But yeah, there's plenty of other stuff coming from other Argento authors. I know Hunter's 50,000 words into one of his projects, his next book. Kimbra, we got some final covers for her series finally. And I think she's already working on book 2. So yeah, we'll have a video chat with the other Argento authors just to kind of talk about their projects specifically. But tons of books, tons of stuff coming out. And I've got tons of stuff coming out. So you guys are gonna be very happy after this little break of 21. So it's been good.
All right, you ready to show your motivational shirt?
Yeah, so Hunter's asking. It's going to be a T-shirt, maybe, I don't know, hat, hoodie, something like that. But we'll get that for the Argento authors, and then any readers who want to give us authors shit can wear that. So I imagine a lot of people will be wearing that at Friendsgiving. Excuses don't matter. Nobody cares. Write faster. So that's what you're getting, Hunter. Be happy. So someone's asking about YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, we haven't set up an Argento YouTube channel yet, I don't think.
No.
Okay. So we'll be putting all of the Argento authors on mine for now, but we'll probably make a big one that we can just kind of dump them all into as well. So it's not just mine. And then they'll probably put videos on their individual YouTube channels if they have those. I think Hunter's got one maybe. Yeah, he does, because he does the I don't know. Hunter can tell us if he does, but I think he does because he posts those blooper videos, right?
Sorry, ask the question again. I was coughing, so I took myself off. So
does Hunter have a YouTube channel?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I thought so. I know he's posted some videos before. I just didn't know if he did it on Facebook or if he actually had a channel. So I'm sure all those authors will be posting, any kind of interviews we do, we'll share it with them so they can put it on their page too. But they'll definitely be on mine. And then when we get around to doing an Argento channel, we'll put them all there too. So
yep. And we do have an Argento page on Facebook, Argento publishing page, where we put a lot of stuff too. That I think there's only 2,000 people in there right now.
Yeah. So, and then we're working on a new social media platform as well. We're still cleaning up the back end, so it looks nice. You always got to clean the back end. So we're making sure everything's neat and organized, and it's already got a bunch of stuff in it. But it's basically going to be a new social media platform that you can go specifically for authors. So that's because I don't know about you guys, but I go through Facebook now. I don't get any of the notifications that I want. The things that I do want to see, I'm not getting notified at all on my feed. It'll just be a bunch of stuff that I don't care about, that I don't know why I'm getting pop-ups for certain commercials or certain groups or author pages or even just random celebrity pages. So my feed's all sorts of screwed up. And so it kind of just convinced me that we need to move the Den of Freaks. We're still keeping the Facebook group, but we're just going to have kind of a more streamlined version of the Den of Freaks. And I would say that we can probably be announcing that as soon as next week.
I would think so.
Yeah, we've already got most of it done. We're just, like I said, cleaning it up. But that's a really cool spot. I know some people are already over there using it for different authors or different groups that they have. But it's clean and it's neat, and you don't have to worry about all the junk on Facebook, whether it's just negative crap or political crap or whatever. It's just a author only stuff. So you go there, you get exactly what you want, and then you get out. I mean, it's just awesome. So we'll be probably announcing that next week, and we'll do a bunch of giveaways for that. Just to encourage people to come over. We'll probably do a live. We'll have a bunch of stuff going on there to kind of celebrate the launch of it. But it's fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome for all the fans to be able to actually see what's going on.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've been so impressed with it. We tried to start it. Some people already know about it because I talked to them about it last year, and they even helped me kind of build out and test it and push it. But they had a bunch of, not necessarily glitches, but just they were pretty new, and so there were some things there that just didn't really work for what I wanted to do. For what I think the Den of Freaks needs. And so they've gotten all that fixed, and they've done an amazing job. And I think it could be excellent. So we've got everything going over there. We'll fill it up with freaks, and we'll probably have some of you guys maybe test it out a little bit, like a warm open or a cold open or whatever they call that, soft open. We'll do a soft open just so you can kind of toss it, check in there and see if there's anything that's not working or glitches or whatever suggestions to improve it. And then we'll probably open up the floodgates super quick after that. Like I said, it's already mostly done. So, but the Den of Freaks on Facebook isn't going anywhere. I'm still going to be there. It's just, this will be a much easier way to find out what you want to know. New releases, snippets, teasers, giveaways, possibly even ARC team stuff can be run from there. It's just going to be a lot easier. So a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, none of the crap on Facebook. So, you guys should love it. I've been very impressed with it. So I would think next week we can probably do that. So let's see here. So I don't know if you guys want to start, I should have told you this earlier, but if you guys want to start posting questions on Cali or Halo Breaker or, any kind of questions you have, and then we'll start scrolling through and looking at them here in a minute. But even if you're an author and you have questions just on being an author or anything like that, post them in there, and we'll start clicking through them here in a little bit. But I don't know what else.
Do you want to? We can give away some prizes and stuff too.
Yeah. Which one do you want to start with? What's the list of goodies we have?
What's that?
What's the list of goodies we have?
Oh, we have Kindles. We have some signed paperbacks that we'll do. Signed hardbacks.
Yeah, there you go. Let's do a couple signed hardbacks.
Perfect. So if you want to be put into that, just in the comments of wherever you're at, just type in hardback, and we'll pick a couple winners here.
Yeah. So if you're on here, just type hardback in the comments, and then make sure you like the video. Wherever you are, YouTube, Facebook, wherever it is, just like it, comment, because all that helps other people find it too. And it lets us know that everything's working well and that we can keep doing stuff like this. But go ahead and do that, so that way we can, when we share it with other people, because a lot of people are working right now, so they'll be coming back later to watch this. So we'll probably run a second giveaway maybe tomorrow for some of those people that weren't able to jump on. We'll see if we can do something like that.
Yeah, we'll do some giveaways tomorrow for the launch too.
Yeah, we'll be doing giveaways. So if you couldn't make it to the video, don't worry. Plenty of chances to get stuff. We'll be running a whole bunch of stuff tomorrow. So, and then one thing I was going to tell you guys too is we've been trying to goof around with it a little bit, is when you get your copy of Halo Breaker, if you find a line or a quote or a scene or whatever, something that just makes you laugh or you really love or it's really emotional, you can highlight it in your Kindle, and then you can turn it into like a quote image where it's like a pretty background and a pretty font, and then you can share it in the group. We'll probably do a contest of some kind with that, and we'll probably do it in the spoilers page so it doesn't ruin anything for anyone who hasn't read it yet. But we can, if you've got those, do it, and especially for old books too. If you're rereading any of the books and you see a cool line that you really like, just highlight it, and then I think it's click the arrow button. But I think it only works on iOS, right?
Yeah, it only works on Apple products, but you can make a simple image of just typing in what the quote was.
Oh yeah, I mean you can just copy and paste it, and put it into a meme maker too. But you can do it straight from the Kindle app if you have an Apple device, which is pretty cool. So hopefully Kindle actually turns that whatever you want to call it, turns that on their actual Kindle themselves, so you don't have to have just Apple to do that. It'd be pretty cool.
All right, I'm gonna try to pick some names.
Yeah, go for it. I'll start looking through for questions. Kathy, you haven't heard me talk before?
Well, that just means you need to talk more.
Yeah, I think I need to write more, not talk more.
Well, that's true. I'll bring the shirt idea back up. Nobody cares. Just start writing.
So Helen Cotgrave said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy toying with the readers after arc reading Halo Breaker? I think it's a high number. I love messing with readers, but not always the way they think. Like a lot of times it's jokes that they might not even get for a couple books, where I'll kind of throw out a red herring or make them assume something and then twist it up on them 2 books later. And they're like, damn it, I knew he was going to do that. Like, how did I not see that coming? So yeah, I love just keeping the readers sharp instead of just making everything cookie cutter and simple and point A to point B. And I think one of the reasons I'm able to do that, and it's easy for me to do that, is because my mind's a broken, weird place, but also I write with a different focus than a lot of other authors I know. And if you're an author, comment here on, if you write differently or the same, but I always focus on the character first. And so I'm never looking at scene A as a location and they need to get to scene B as a location. That's never my first thought. My first thought is always put Cali in a situation that could be really cool or is really important, and then turn it into absolute hell. Like if something goes wrong, everything goes wrong, or something goes bad, and then just lead to the next crazy scene. But the scene is always something I flesh out later. It's more about the character chaos of how bad can I make her day, and how can I get her day going well and then crash it, or whatever. It's always character focused. And so I know a lot of authors kind of map out like a series arc or a story arc where it's, they live in this village and they need to travel here, and then they need to travel here, and then they need to go here, and then they need to meet this person. I rarely do that. I always just have these crazy kind of visuals of a scene in my mind, some kind of epic fight or whatever. And then I just ruin Callie's day until she gets there. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that would be perfect for that scene that I was thinking about earlier. In that bar scene, or that character that I've been waiting to introduce. There's a character named Grace that I think everyone's really going to like in this book, a new character. And so I've been waiting to introduce her for quite a long time. I just didn't really know how to do it. And then as I was writing the story, the scene just perfectly came up where the entrance that I've been wanting to give her just worked. And so I was finally able to put her in. But I've got a lot of things like that where it's just story ideas or character ideas or locations or fight scenes. And I just wait till I have a chance to use them organically instead of forcing the character to walk there or drive there or whatever it is. So I think I just approach it a little differently than most authors, but I could be wrong. But just when I talk to most authors, they're very, very organized in how they plot out their story. And I don't do that. I know it infuriates Cameron because whenever he's trying to write Quinn and I'm like, oh yeah, I made this person do this instead. And he's like, what? How am I supposed to change my book? How am I supposed to work that in? So we've got, I don't know if you want to interrupt me, Lane.
Yeah, I picked the first winner. Signed hardback would be Carrie George.
All right, Carrie.
Coming up from YouTube.
There you go. Perfect.
And then I can pick the second one right now if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's do, all right, Zach Evans.
Zach Evans, awesome, man. And so how do they get their book?
I will actually reach out to me. It'd be easier if you can just message me on Facebook, or you can send me an email, lane@shanesilvers.com. Either one of those would be great, and we can get you set up with your book. It'll take a little while longer because we're gonna have to get the hardbacks, ship it to us, sign it, and then we'll ship it to you. But we will get it to you.
Yeah, because they're brand new, and so we only have a couple. Like, we don't even have very many yet. So we have to get them first, and then we can send them out to you. But all right, so we've got Rochelle Glovier. Tell me if I ruined that. Glovier. Hold on, I just lost it.
I think it's this one.
There it is. Yeah. I brag about how well you have developed Cali to all my other book groups. She is my second favorite female character. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cali started out as a test on if I could write a female character and make her genuine and not butcher it like a lot of other male authors do. So thank you. I appreciate that. And then Judy said, how much do you pay attention to your grammar, etc., while writing? Does it ever get in the way of your thought process, or do you phase out of that altogether? So when I'm writing, I do not focus on grammar or edit or any kind of stuff like that at all. I try to keep everything raw and emotional. And so there's times when I'll be laughing as I'm writing because I'm just going, or I'll be like really emotional as I'm writing a sad scene, because I want to get that emotion out of me onto the page itself. And if I pause to go back and really perfect the sentence and make sure, it's got everything it needs and it's structurally sound, it takes the tone down and makes it very academic and like textbook. So I just can't do that. I know some authors can. They'll finish a chapter and then they will, instead of continuing, they'll just go back and perfect it right then. I can't do that. I'll go through and write anywhere from 10 to 30,000 words in a day, and I'm just flying because I'm in Cali's head or in Nate's head or in Soren's head so much that it's just instinctive, and everything they're doing, everything they're thinking, everything they're saying, everything they're feeling just comes right out onto the keyboard exactly as they're thinking it. So it's very organic and natural and not forced. And oh, he's trying to be funny, so he added this joke for no reason whatsoever. I never want to have that happen where it feels forced. So I go through and I just kind of regurgitate everything onto the page. And then I'll go back and do a read through where it's very meticulous, and that can take much longer, obviously, than writing. So because I'll realize how choppy some of it was or something like that. So yeah, my first draft is pretty messy. So not terrible, but it's pretty messy. Thank you, Renee. She said, I love your style of writing. I do too. And so you guys will get to see some of your favorite characters in this book. I've seen a couple people pop up asking if so-and-so's in there. You get to see two of the other Dread 4 in there. Gunnar and Alucard make an appearance. And they will definitely be making a big appearance in Angel Dust, the next book. So you definitely get some of them. You get, let's see, how many new characters are there? There's quite a few new characters in this one. So you start meeting more of the Sins and then more of the Archangels. So it's pretty wild. You guys will have a lot of fun. And we've got Nikki Salin Blair, I think is how you say it. I refuse to get attached. That is very smart. I think a lot of people wanted to kill me in this book. So let's see here. So Leanne Sinserbach said, but you made a character die in the last one, and I wasn't very happy about that. So there better be something better to make up for that, mister. So there's plenty of redemption in this book. So you guys, if there is any pain, I can either confirm or deny. You will have plenty of things to be very excited about. So I try to always balance it out. I never want to just make a book like, the Game of Thrones where you just kill everyone. I always want to make any kind of deaths impactful and meaningful and significant. So I want to hurt you more is basically what I'm saying. Cecilia, she said, do you ever regret a choice made in earlier books? Not I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're going back and you start rereading, you always kind of cringe. Um, but I think I don't do that because you're always going to feel that way. You're always going to feel that you could do a better job now, or you can make a scene better or more impacting. So it's just a great way to just beat yourself up and go into depression. And so I always just say, oh, okay, I could have, like, if I go through and read Obsidian Sun and I say, oh man, that action scene is kind of lame, or it would have been really cool if I added so-and-so there. I'll just jot down that idea and I'll make a new scene that's kind of like what I want. And so I never beat myself up over it. I just find a way to apply it to a later book. So there's no point in beating yourself up over it. Let's see here. And so if I'm quiet for a minute, I'm just scrolling through looking for questions.
Here, I'll pull up some and you can just put them off the screen.
So Rachel Sanders, we need a 33-part movie series for this whole thing. I'm working on it. So we'll see what comes of that. That's a slow game, but I'm definitely working on it. We've had some very interesting, encouraging updates on the process of that. So we'll see. That would definitely be my goal. So Pamela Weiss says, who's your favorite character to write and why? Pick one. Promise not to kill them off. So I assume if you're talking, yeah, there you go. 2 different questions. There you go. So I'll take Pamela's question as a primary character. So I can't kill them off. Well, at least not yet. We'll see. No promises. But I would say Nate, just because he's so similar to how I think, just naturally, whenever I'm not psychoanalyzing myself. So my instincts are very close to Nate whenever he acts a certain way, or is kind of reckless at times, obviously. That's very similar to kind of my natural state of being. And so Nate is easy for me to write. Like when I was writing, I think my record for writing in one day was like 43,000 words or something. And it was not difficult whatsoever. It was Nate. And then I wrote the fairy tale short story. I wrote that in 48 hours. Less than that, I think it was like 36. But with editing, it was 48. So there's a ton of like fast books that I've written with Nate that actually end up being some of the most popular ones. So he's just really easy. Cali, I love writing her. She's just very hard. Not necessarily just for her either. I think it's also the pantheon that she deals with, Christianity and angels and all that. There's a lot of, it's a lot harder to find some of the mythology of it. And I say that word with respect, but it's hard to find a lot of the mythology because a lot of it contradicts, or it's from a Dead Sea Scroll. And so it's fun, but there's just so much research on angels and demons. And a lot of it was considered heresy in history. And so they burned it or threw it away. And so there's just a lot of pieces that you got to dig through to kind of find some of the cool stories. And you start seeing some of those, you get teasers of some of those in Halo Breaker, and then Angel Dust is really going to hammer home some pretty cool stuff from the Christian pantheon. So really cool stuff. But yeah, Callie's fun to write. She's just a lot more difficult. And it says, if I would start filming tomorrow, who would I like to play Nate and Callie? With Callie, I have no idea. I'd really have to look at some actresses. There's plenty of people that can look the part, but I just, I have to see how good they are at acting. But with Nate, I would definitely say the humor of Ryan Reynolds is dead on. Jensen Ackles, I think, would be really good. He's done great in Supernatural. He's got the right kind of mindset for Nate. With Callie, though, I don't know. Trying to think of some shows I've seen recently. I would think that like Scarlett Johansson is pretty good for like how she portrays kind of the thoughtful, kind of sinister character, like a schemer in her Black Widow role with Marvel. Like she does a really good job of just kind of being mysterious. So I think she, obviously I don't think she would work just for the age of Callie in the books, but she would be pretty good. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I don't watch much TV lately because I'm too busy writing. So, but I'll definitely give it some thought because that's a good question. So obviously you can tell that we're working on Nate for film first. So I've given that a lot more thought. Justin. Oh, there you go. Hold on. I'll get to Justin McKnight next. So we got Matt Kennedy. Which character do you regret killing off? I'm trying to think of how to say this.
And actually, this might be a bad one because it would probably have spoiler.
Well, that's the other thing, is that a lot of people. So yes, how about this? There's quite a few. I would say 3 for sure that I really hated killing off, but I always knew I was going to do it. And that's probably why readers love those characters so much, is because I really focus on, when I know that I'm going to kill someone later, I usually try to give you something to really attach yourself to that character, so that I know it's going to hurt you more when it happens later. But then again, I say that, but I try to give interesting backstories and emotional feels to all characters now, so you can't predict it. But there's some that when they die, it really hurts people. And that's the point. I mean, if you didn't care if they died, there'd be no point in having the character anyway. And so I think that's kind of my point earlier, is I'm really character focused. So I always try to make sure that the characters are someone that people can relate to. They've got flaws, they've got strengths, they've got weaknesses that obviously aren't exactly the same as what a lot of people go through, because it's a magical world, but it's something that people can relate to, whether it's depression or anger or any number of things that real world people can relate to. I always try to make sure that my characters have that. So, and then I don't know if you moved. Oh, there we go. We got Justin McKnight. He said, I'm Christian and don't worry about it, since most of it is added stuff that people added themselves. Absolutely. And I appreciate that. I'm glad I haven't offended you. Elizabeth Brown, how much on a scale of 1 to 10 do you enjoy trolling your critics? That is one of my favorite things. I absolutely love trolling people. And I always have to make sure that I'm not being cruel to someone, or at least that I just meet them at their level. If they're cruel to me, I'm going to go one notch faster or more intense than they do every time. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I love messing with people. When you're a dick to me, I'm gonna do it back to you, but a lot worse. So we've got Matt Bramble. Do you plan to delve deeper into the Egyptian mythology, or plan on bringing in any other mythologies? Yes. So yes, it'll be in both series. I would think that it ends up being in Nate and Cali, and possibly Quinn too. Quinn's got a lot of ties to the Fae world. But I know Cameron's kind of brought in some Norse stuff too. And so him and I still kind of have to brainstorm where we're going to go with that. But yes, there's probably going to be quite a bit of Egyptian mythology coming in the later books. So, and then we've got, I don't know if you want to do another, I'll look for some more questions if you want to do a Kindle, Lane.
Yep. Yeah, if you, we'll give away a Kindle 8.
Cool, a Kindle 8. Do you have one on you?
I will in like 2 seconds.
Show it's one of the color LCD ones, so it's pretty cool. And to qualify for that, all you have to do is troll me in the comments. Just roast me somehow. Just say something funny or cruel about me. There you go. Lane's holding one up. So that'll be the gift. Whoever has the best criticism of me, whether it's just a roast or just a cruel thing you can say about me.
Can I get in on this?
Of course. Yeah, you guys are eligible. And we'll probably do something like this for the giveaways for tomorrow too. We'll probably do like a roast Shane or like a mean tweet.
Somebody actually asked if you had a place where you can go to see all of your trolling highlights. And
that's
I was
a good
like,
idea.
That's awesome. We should actually, I know you posted a whole bunch, but I should put them all together.
That's actually a really good idea. Maybe we can see if you or some, one of the awesome helpers that we have with Paige and Lori and everyone else, maybe one of them can help too, but we'll see. That's a good idea though. We could probably do a book on that. So we'll do some kind of comment where it's like, write a mean tweet about Shane. And then maybe I'll read them all and I'll pick. I'll pick a couple winners. We'll do like a live reading or a live video where I'm reading them. And then we've got.
I forgot what was happening when we started talking, and I was continuing to read through the comments, and I was like, man, people are being mean to you right now.
People are kind of assholes.
Yeah.
Are you sure these are your fans? Are we in the Butcher group for some reason?
Yeah.
So we've got Stacy Butner. I don't know if I'm butchering that. Why are you doing a live when you could be writing? Great question. I was writing right before this, and I will probably be writing as soon as the kiddos go to sleep tonight. So do not worry. I'm already working on Angel Dust. And I don't know if you want to pull that up, Lane, too, just to show people who came in late, the Angel Dust banner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here, so let's make it full screen.
So yeah, so while I'm looking for questions here, we've got Angel Dust coming out. It's going to be June at the latest. There's a chance it could be sooner, but I would think that we have a pre-order for that. We'd probably be able to announce a pre-order next week. And we will also be doing another kind of, it's not a secret project, but a new social media launch that we'll be doing next week as well. So we'll probably roll it into that where we announce the launch date for Angel Dust. That's the next book after Halo Breaker for Cali.
Do you want to go ahead and say the platform name?
Yeah, the only thing is if I do that, they'll all try to go there right now. I mean,
that's true.
I mean, we can. We just have to unlock it.
But because it's not a platform like Facebook. We'll have to basically put a link out there for you guys to find it easily.
It might even be by invite only. I can't remember. But yeah, it's we'll tell you very soon. Don't worry. It's already mostly done. We're just kind of doing some cosmetic updates to it. So we'll be announcing that pretty quick. But it's basically we're going to be able to move the Den of Freaks or just open up a VIP lounge for the Den of Freaks, if you will. And so you'll be able to go here in this group. You don't have to worry about all the crap that's on Facebook. You'll be able to see everything relevant, all the funny memes if you want, whatever it is about the Den of Freaks you like. There's going to be, it's basically like an online house, and you can just choose which rooms you go to and get whatever you need to know, hang out, socialize with everybody, do whatever. It's just won't have all the crap that Facebook has right now. So just because we've noticed a lot of headaches with Facebook lately where people aren't seeing notifications or we're not seeing questions or notifications from people. So we're just trying to make a better place for you guys. So it'll be a new home for you guys. So we've got Steve Tralfa. Hold on. It's going too fast.
Yeah, if you want to pick one, I think if you click on it, you can bring it up too, I think.
Oh, I'm trying to see when they started so I don't miss any. They're moving too fast. So we've got, there you go. Shane had no friends or life, so he cloned himself to make a publishing company to con fans to talk to him. Yeah, Lane, this is actually pre-recorded. Lane is just me in a disguise, and we have to record these two videos separate so that we're talking to each other. We just have a really good editing team. So we've got, I think Shane is really low-key in disguise. Why else all the twists and turns ripping off of the Band-Aid? Is that the permission thing that is on the Facebook page now?
No.
Okay. Let's say I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. So Helen asked if the new social network will have, as long as it has a geeky spoiler room for me to geek in, I will be happy. It has all the capabilities of the Facebook group that we have, plus more. It's just you'll be able to go there and get only the things you want, and you don't have to worry about all the other stuff. So if you love memes and all that crap, and just laughing and just talking about whatever, it'll be there. If you want to talk about other authors, it's got a space for that. If you want to know just the news of new books coming out, it'll have a place for that. Might even be able to move the ARC team over there. It's got a lot of potential. So, and it's not long. I'm not teasing you this time. It'll be like next week that we'll tell you about it. No problem. Jester's house. Shane looks like a tall bean sprout that tried to be a jock in high school, but ended up being the biggest nerd around and tried to grow a scruffy beard in the end of it. That's accurate. Yeah. That's actually a true story.
There's a bunch, man. I like them all. This one was funny.
Did you leave the Just for Men dyeing your beard too long? That's awesome.
Well, you got to pick one at some point in time. Somebody's got to win this thing. I like reading them all, though.
I'm looking. Hold on. I think I found one. Don Seeger. Shane always surprises me that he's a writer. Every time I see him, I think he's just going to show me a cool rock he found on the ground. So, Don, you just won a Kindle. That's awesome.
All right, Don, if you want to message me on Facebook, you can email me.
Yeah, so Don Seeger, go ahead. And we'll do an announcement that's got a list of the winners. And we'll be going through too and just picking maybe some more paperback winners after the fact.
Yeah.
And we'll do a new post that announces a bunch of winners from this event, just so you guys aren't sitting here, listening to names that aren't you and just hating other people more. We'll do it after the fact. All right. So, what other questions do you guys have for me on Halo Breaker or writing or whatever? Let's see here. Is that your face or a terrifying new character? And then it moved for your books. Yes, that's the answer to that. Don't forget to hang your Casey hat on the rearview mirror when you park so you can use the handicap parking. It's funny. My editor is a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. And so a lot of the Kansas City jokes that, I'll put little teasers in there is really just to bother her. It's really just to piss her off. And then Nate will have Cardinals jokes or whatever, or Kansas City Royals jokes.
This is a good one.
Do you have any other hobbies other than writing and family? I love philosophy. So I love just kind of digging into ethics and old philosophy books or mythology books. I mean, my whole library here is Thomas Paine, Plato, The Prince, Art of War, Five Rings, Mark Twain, Celtic tales, mythology, Greek myth, angels and demons, lexicons. I mean, it's just, I love just kind of researching mythology and then just how people think and how evil starts. I love all that kind of stuff, just on how the brain works. So always been an interest to me, but other than that, I would say martial arts, although I've been out of it for a while. My kids are just kind of getting to the age now where they can start doing it with me. But then COVID happened, so all of them shut down. So we're kind of doing stuff at home where I'm teaching them, all the kicks and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm sure. I think actually, didn't someone ask me for Friendsgiving to do a little video for martial arts? I'm sure. Probably privately, they probably did, but yeah. I didn't think it was private. I thought it was public, but if not, spoiler alert.
Yep.
So yeah, you'll probably see me doing some martial arts here soon in the group.
There you go. Another one.
What's the best method of getting out of writer's block, writer's depression? That's been a huge issue with my writing lately. And that's Jester's House. That is an awesome question. I've never had that issue until recently. And so the whole, 5 years that I was writing before 2016, from 2016 to now, really, I never really had that issue. And then with kind of the last maybe 6 months of 2020, I think just the overall anxiety of everything going on in the world kind of just started to really get to me. Just because everything was always stressful, no matter what you were doing or who you were talking to or what you were trying to do. If you're trying to go to the gas station, you got to wear masks, you got to do this, you got to do that. So I got a lot of stress, and I think it started to flow through to my writing because I was just unable to put anything on the page that I wanted to keep. And so what I ended up doing is looking for something that's inspiring. It sounds really simple, but I would start talking to other people in my network. So there's one author that's amazing at that, is Jonathan Yanez. He's always incredibly inspiring, very encouraging, very uplifting, just a hungry guy. He's always chasing a dream. He's been a good friend of mine since, I think it was DragonCon, I believe, that I first met him. But he came up to me and we started talking, and him and his wife are amazing. So I just trying to talk to people like that kind of are not on the same wavelength as you at that moment. and then reciprocate with them when they're in that wavelength. So you find people to network with, but then you also find whatever feeds your muse. So with me, that's movies like 300, the Marvel movies are pretty good. Just any kind of whatever it is that gets you emotional, I've found is the best way to fight writer's block. It's not trying to read writing books or anything technical. It's always the emotion, because whenever your muse is starving, it's because your emotions are too heavy one way or the other. So you're too angry or too stressed or too sad or whatever. So you need to find whatever counterbalance that is and just watch those kind of movies or read those kind of books or talk to those kind of people. And so it's very important. It's something I've never had to deal with till recently, but it was a bitch. It was hard. So I definitely understand where people are coming from now when they talk about that. So rest of your t-shirt, it says world's okayest author. I should have shown you that sooner. I got that for Christmas. And whenever I'm with my kids wearing this out in public, they say, he's actually a really good author. So that's always really funny. It's just a joke because he's better than okay. So we've got Beck said, I hope he keeps COVID out of the verse. Definitely. I'm never trying to bring any of that, whether it's political crap or social stuff or, whatever. I try to keep everything away, just like I do in the den. Fiction is supposed to be entertaining and uplifting and inspiring and moving. It's not supposed to be the 5 o'clock news. So I always try to keep that stuff out. I write and read to get away from all that. So don't ever worry. I'm not putting any of that crap in there. Do I read my books to keep on track with my evil plans for characters? Yes and no. I've had to do this more recently as I'm getting further in each series. There's things that I could have completely forgotten, that maybe happened in book 4 or book 6 or something, or even just a tiny conversation where maybe Callie's trying to find something out and I completely forgot that maybe someone already told her that answer. And so sometimes I do have to double check things. Because it could be like a single sentence that I forgot that I already wrote. So, and then sometimes you got to make sure you don't use jokes twice. If you come up with a funny joke, then you realize you used it already. Let's see. Yeah. So I see comments from all YouTube, Facebook. I think anywhere you're coming from, I'm seeing them. There's just a lot of them. So Billy Meeks, I think we can all see you, buddy. I think on Facebook, it's probably only showing Facebook. And then on YouTube, it's probably only showing YouTube. But I think I can see everybody. How many more books? I would think that it's going to be at least 20 in each series for the Templeverse, maybe more. And there's definitely serious considerations for spin-off series with some of the other main characters. I don't want to entertain that yet, just because we've got so many going on that I just feel like that's not really the right way to go. But there's definitely plenty of characters that have their own story to tell. So whether that's Alucard or Gunner or Starlight, there's plenty of cool characters. So I would say at least 20 in each series, Matt. Maybe more, maybe right at that. And then with Shaded Devil, Alexis McQuaid said, when will Soren be back? So right now, I just obviously finished Halebreaker. That comes out tomorrow. And then I'm working on Angel Dust, which is book 11 for Cali, and that's probably coming out in June. And then I will be going most likely straight to Shaded Devil, book 4 and book 5, at least book 4. It's going to be called Devil's Due, and then if Lane can pull up the cover here. But it's called Devil's Due. I can't wait to get back to that. I've been waiting to do that. And then I've already got the cover for book 5. It's called Devil's Night. And so there's a chance that I could write those back to back. But then after that, I'll go to either Cali or Nate right after that. So that's that. And I would think Shaded Devil, I would think about 7 books, but I could surprise myself. I originally intended that to be a trilogy, and it blew up. On the last book, I realized that I could open up much bigger. So that one, at least 7 books, I would think. And then, do I play chess? No, I don't, surprisingly. Let's see here. Do you have any resources for authors, recommended editors, typesetters, Kindle conversion companies, etc.? I actually don't, Elizabeth Brown. I haven't collected that information. I know who I use, but there's a kind of a new social media platform that I'll be moving the Den of Freaks to. We're still keeping the Facebook group. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to be a more streamlined place for the Den of Freaks that might have an area specifically for other authors. Where, I get on and kind of answer questions about specific topics, or we post certain links to things, or we can do Ask Me Anythings with the other Argento authors. So there's a space that we could do that. So it's possible, but I don't have a list of anything like that, unfortunately. And there you go. Lane's showing book 5 now for Shaded Devil. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you make it bigger? That's
No.
what she said. That's what she said.
I wish it was just an easy drag and drop. I can. It's just going to take a second.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll post it.
No, you asked. I want to do it now.
Oh, Justin, that sucks. You're writing a pandemic story and then reality beat you to it. That sucks. Let's see here. So Judy, yeah, I've gotten a lot of requests from other authors, even with just simple questions on how to get through something they're dealing with. And I know you've messaged me numerous times with other authors. And rather than kind of answering all these individually, I think it would just be more convenient and easier for everyone to kind of talk to each other. But there's plenty of groups on Facebook too already that are for new authors. There's one that I'll definitely promote, 20 books to 50K. It's free, and there's 30,000 people. So yeah, they have tons of questions, tons of resources posted for probably everything you can imagine. They have a convention every year. I might even be speaking at that convention this year in Vegas. So we'll figure that out. But 20 books to 50K is amazing. I would definitely recommend that if any newer authors, or even authors who've been around for a little while, but just have questions on how everything keeps changing and how to do something better. I even go over there and check pretty regularly just to see if there's a new software or new tips on marketing or something like that. So 20 books to 50K is great. It's run by Michael Anderle. He's an incredible teacher, but he's a self-made man as well. He started the self-publishing journey and did the same thing I did. So he's a great guy to connect with.
Yeah, and Craig Martell.
Yeah. And Craig Martell, I think, pretty much runs everything over there now.
Yeah.
I know they found it together, but.
And he does little short live videos every day.
I think every day, right?
Yep, every day.
Yeah, I think every morning he does little 5-minute videos. So yeah, Craig Martell, Michael Anderle, and 20 books to 50K. So, and then when you're ready to get into marketing, I suggest Mark Dawson. He's got a bunch of different courses you can take that changed my life. So I don't think there's any better recommendation than I used it and it changed my life. So let's see here. So I don't know if anyone else has any other questions about Halo Breaker. I'm kind of looking through. It's Karen likes that I'm playing with the dagger. I got this from Lori, I think. Lori Davis, Game of Thrones dagger. It's Jon Snow's sword, I think.
Yeah.
I got it at the second Friendsgiving in Kansas City because she had it in, I don't have the statue in here. She got me a little statue with red heels. And I think it had this sword in there. I can't remember. But.
So, well, we've been just a little over an hour.
So yeah, we'll probably jump off here, but we're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways tomorrow for Halo Breaker. I don't know if you can post the link or show the link on the screen, Lane, for the pre-order, or you can just search Halo Breaker. Shane Silver's on Amazon. Paperbacks should be coming. I mean, I think we've already gotten our part, or we're doing it today. for the covers and everything. We've already submitted it, so we're just waiting for Amazon to approve it. It's very hard to get a paperback pre-ordered if you're not traditionally published. So we're actually trying to find a solution for that right now that's convenient. But paperbacks are coming. Audiobooks, we're waiting on the narrator. She's really booked. Obviously, current events have kind of pushed everyone's schedules crazy, where they're suddenly working from home now, or suddenly, babysitting or being teachers to their kids. And so there's just a lot of hectic stuff lately. So we're hoping that they'll be able to start recording in June, I think.
Yes.
For Halo Breaker and Angel Dust. So maybe Angel Dust could be a lot quicker to the actual paperback or the ebook release date. But basically back to Halo Breaker. We'll be doing a bunch of giveaways tomorrow. And we'll probably be posting a couple more paperback winners here after the fact. We'll do a new post just for people who've been commenting and asking questions. But we'll be doing a bunch of giveaways tomorrow for the launch. You guys need to check it out. I'll open up a spoilers room where you fast readers can jump in there and curse me out and talk about funny things and the things that make you angry and the things that made you sad and whatever. You just let us know what you think. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. But I'll be living on social media for the next couple days, like I always do on launch time. So
we would love for you guys to post on social media tomorrow.
Yes.
Just saying, check out the Feathers and Fire series.
Yeah.
I know some people might not be on book 10, so you can either post about book 10, post about book 1, and if you put hashtag Feather and Fire series or hashtag Feather and Fire, I'll find it and we might pick some winners there too.
Yep. So we'll definitely do that. Like I said, there'll be probably 3 contests going tomorrow. That's what we typically do. And it'll just ask you to do something easy, like change your profile picture to this, or share the book link somewhere. There'll just be really simple stuff that we'll be doing for contests tomorrow. So, and to Matt Bramble, I don't think I can solve a Rubik's Cube. I just saw that.
Could you solve one side of a Rubik's Cube? Cube.
Can you solve one? You can't solve one side without solving others, right?
No, you can solve one side without solving others.
I see. So apparently I don't know what I'm talking about.
So the answer would be no, you couldn't do it.
I think that answered it. Yeah.
Yeah, that answered it. Perfect.
Yeah, so Carla said, yes, spoiler rooms for us to vent. I'll actually post that before I get off, or like once I get off phrasing. But I'll post that here soon. And that way I'll post it in the den. I'll post it in the den. It's probably the best place to do it. So if you want to talk spoilers or talk about certain characters or post funny memes or whatever it is, I'll be in there too. You can ask me questions about the book, curse me out directly, and I'll respond with the smiley face. I'll post that right after we get off here. And Charlene Newsom, just because you asked a funny question, she said, "Can you tell my boss that I can't come into school tomorrow?" Larry Tushman made a...
Was it Larry? Somebody. I know somebody did.
I think it was Larry. Made a get out of work request form that is in the Den of Freaks that you can print and fill out and give to your boss. It's basically a call-in sick sheet. I'm pretty sure it was Larry that made it.
Yeah. So we've got the doctor's note in the files in the Den of Freaks, I think. So.
There you go, doctor's note. There you go. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yep. So perfect, guys. So yeah, I'll be all over Facebook and I'll be all over that tomorrow. And then we'll, like I said, sometime this weekend potentially, if we get everything cleaned up for this new social media network, I'll tell you about it as soon as it's ready. So it's most likely going to be next week, but who knows? So you guys are going to love it though. It's a blast.
Yeah,
I've already been playing around in there, and it's neat. It's got all the stuff that the Den of Freaks has, but more. If you're into memes, you can look at memes. If you don't ever want to see memes, you can not be a part of that part of the Den of Freaks. So it's really cool. You can kind of pick and choose what you like and what you want to participate in. So it's awesome. It's basically a custom designed social media, and you don't have to worry about anything that has something to do with, a thing that you're not interested in. So you basically just pick what kind of things you want to follow, and that's all you see. So it's really cool. Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm glad that you guys came. And I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm excited to see what you guys think of the show or think of the book. The shit show is about to start.
With another one following. So.
Another one coming right on its heels. Like I said, I've already got, I think, 80,000 words on there. So it's already basically done. Just need to clean it up.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys for coming, and we'll be sending out a whole bunch of posts tomorrow.
Yep. All right, guys. It's been a blast.
Bye.
Later.